Imagine a time when nearly every man on Earth was wiped out in a brutal, unseen war. This wasn't a war fought with weapons or armies, but one that reshaped human history forever. Scientists have uncovered evidence of a prehistoric catastrophe, an extinction-level event that specifically targeted men, reducing their numbers by a staggering 95%. What could have caused such a selective disaster? Was it war, disease, or something even more terrifying? Our journey begins in the field of genetics, where scientists have discovered a shocking anomaly. Around 7,000 years ago, something happened to the Y chromosome. The genetic marker passed from fathers to sons. The diversity of this chromosome plummeted, indicating that the number of men contributing to future generations had drastically declined. But why? At first, researchers believed disease or environmental disasters might be responsible. However, no such evidence of a plague or global catastrophe exists from that time. Instead, a new theory emerged, one of a prehistoric war unlike any we've imagined. The world 7,000 years ago was dominated by small rival clans. These groups fought over resources, land, and power. Unlike modern wars, which involve nations and armies, these conflicts would have been fought between extended families, with entire male lineages wiped out in the process. Anthropologists believe that only a few dominant groups survived, eliminating their rivals and leading to a drastic bottleneck in male genetics. The victors in these prehistoric wars not only took control of territory, but ensured that only their lineage survived. This explains why the Y chromosome diversity collapsed. Most men alive today can trace their ancestry back to just a few powerful clans from that era. While men were dying in staggering numbers, women appear to have been spared. Genetic evidence shows that women continued to pass on their mitochondrial DNA at a normal rate. This suggests that after the wars, the surviving male lineages absorbed the female populations of their defeated enemies. Instead of killing women, the victorious clans likely took them in as part of their expanding families. This would have led to a world where a small number of dominant men fathered most of the next generation, explaining the drastic decline in male genetic diversity. The effects of this prehistoric war still linger in our DNA today. Almost all men on Earth now trace their lineage back to a small number of male ancestors from this period. This bottleneck shaped the course of human history, creating the foundations for early civilizations, where powerful men controlled large groups of people. The war may also have influenced human behavior, reinforcing aggressive competition among men and shaping the development of social structures based on power and dominance. The prehistoric war that killed 95% of all men remains one of the most mysterious and impactful events in human history. It wasn't fought with swords or shields, but through generations of brutal conflict between clans. The scars of that forgotten war are still carried in our DNA, reminding us of a time when survival meant the difference between total extinction and genetic dominance. Perhaps buried within the forgotten past lies a lesson for humanity, a warning that history, even the unseen kind, has a way of shaping the future.